Let's be honest, attraction is not built only through grand gestures or perfect moments. The things that stay with someone are often the small details, the feeling you create, the confidence you show, and the way you make them feel understood and valued. Many people believe connection is about simply being present, but true chemistry comes from how you show up. It is about the energy you bring, the effort you make, and the ability to keep a relationship feeling fresh instead of allowing it to become predictable. Because human beings naturally respond to novelty. When something becomes repetitive and automatic, the excitement can slowly fade. But when you bring curiosity, intention, and genuine effort, even familiar moments can feel meaningful again. The difference between an ordinary connection and an unforgettable one is not perfection. It is the emotional experience you create. When someone feels appreciated, desired, respected, and emotionally safe around you, they begin to associate you with comfort and excitement at the same time. That combination is powerful. The people we remember most are not always the ones who did the biggest things. They are the ones who made us feel something deeply. They knew how to create moments that felt personal. Moments where we felt seen and chosen. Confidence plays a huge role in this. When you are comfortable with yourself, you naturally become more attractive. You stop trying to impress and start expressing who you truly are. That authenticity creates a different kind of connection because the other person feels your presence instead of feeling like they are watching a performance. One of the strongest ways to deepen attraction is through emotional awareness. Paying attention to someone, noticing their reactions, understanding their needs, and making them feel valued creates a bond that goes beyond surface-level attraction. When two people feel connected emotionally, even simple moments can become unforgettable. A meaningful conversation, a shared laugh, a moment of understanding, or simply feeling accepted can create memories that last far longer than any temporary excitement. The most powerful relationships are built when both people feel free to be themselves while still making an effort to choose each other. It is not about controlling someone's feelings or trying to become impossible to forget. It is about becoming someone who brings genuine warmth, confidence, and positive energy into another person's life. When you combine self-confidence, emotional connection, and the willingness to keep growing together, you create the kind of bond that naturally stands out, not because you are trying to be unforgettable, but because the connection itself feels rare. He realizes something important in that moment. He does not always have to carry the pressure of being the one who leads, solves, or manages everything. Sometimes the most meaningful connections happen when two people can simply be present with each other without expectations or pressure. That feeling of comfort and emotional safety is powerful. When someone feels accepted instead of judged, they naturally become more open and connected. It is not just about attraction, it is about the experience of being around someone who makes them feel understood and appreciated. Confidence also plays a major role in creating chemistry. A person who is comfortable with themselves naturally creates a different kind of energy. They are not seeking approval or trying to prove their worth. Instead, they show up with authenticity, and that self-assurance becomes incredibly attractive. The most memorable moments in any relationship are often created through intention. It is the small details, the emotional presence, the ability to make someone feel valued, and the feeling that both people are choosing to be there. Another important part of deep connection is the ability to create moments where both people can relax and be themselves. Many people spend their daily lives carrying responsibilities, making decisions, and trying to meet expectations. Having a relationship where they can let go of that pressure creates a sense of peace. When someone feels safe enough to lower their guard, emotional closeness grows naturally. They begin to associate that person with comfort, trust, and genuine happiness. That is what transforms an ordinary interaction into a meaningful memory. True chemistry is not built only through excitement. It comes from the balance between confidence and vulnerability, between playfulness and emotional understanding. It comes from knowing when to bring energy and when to simply be present. The strongest connections are created when people feel both appreciated and accepted. When someone feels that they can be completely themselves while still being valued, that feeling stays with them. What makes a person unforgettable is not trying to create a perfect moment. It is the ability to create a genuine experience where both people feel connected, respected, and emotionally fulfilled. The most powerful relationships are not about performance, they are about presence. They are built through trust, communication, confidence, and the willingness to create something meaningful together. Sometimes the smallest changes in a relationship can create the biggest impact. A new perspective, a different approach, or simply bringing a fresh energy into familiar moments can completely change the way two people experience each other. Human beings naturally respond to variety. When everything becomes predictable, even something meaningful can start to feel ordinary. But when you bring curiosity, creativity, and intention, you remind the other person that the connection is still alive and growing. That is what makes someone stand out. It is not about constantly trying to impress or create something perfect. It is about showing that you are present, engaged, and genuinely interested in continuing to discover each other. There is something deeply attractive about a person who approaches a relationship with a sense of playfulness and openness. It communicates that they are not simply going through the motions. They are actively choosing to build a connection and create shared experiences. A fresh perspective can also change the emotional dynamic between two people. When someone feels surprised in a positive way, it creates curiosity and keeps the relationship feeling exciting. It reminds them that there is always more to learn about each other. Beyond excitement, closeness matters just as much. The strongest connections are built when two people feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, communicate openly, and enjoy being fully present together. What makes a person unforgettable is not a single moment. It is the collection of feelings they create, feeling appreciated, understood, valued, and genuinely cared for. Confidence is a major part of that. Someone who knows their worth and feels comfortable expressing themselves brings a unique energy into a relationship. They do not need to force attention because their authenticity naturally draws people closer. The most meaningful relationships are not built on routine alone. They grow through curiosity, emotional connection, and the willingness to keep discovering new sides of each other. When someone brings warmth, confidence, and a desire to create something special, they become memorable, not because they are trying to be, but because the connection they create feels different from anything ordinary. One of the most powerful parts of attraction is the balance between confidence and vulnerability. The strongest connections happen when two people feel comfortable enough to be seen fully, without pretending or hiding behind a certain image. There is something deeply meaningful about moments where someone can feel both appreciated and understood at the same time. Confidence creates attraction, but vulnerability creates closeness. When both exist together, the connection becomes much stronger because it is no longer just about appearance or excitement. It becomes about trust. Many people spend their daily lives trying to stay in control, protect themselves, and avoid showing their softer side. But with the right person, there is a sense of relief that comes from being able to relax and simply be present. That emotional safety is what makes a relationship feel different. Another important element of chemistry is anticipation. The little moments before a meaningful experience often create as much excitement as the moment itself. A thoughtful gesture, a playful interaction, or a feeling of being truly desired can create memories that stay with someone. What makes a person unforgettable is not just what happens in a single moment. It is the emotion attached to it. It is the confidence they bring, the way they make someone feel, and the sense that the connection is unique. True attraction is also about presence. When someone is fully engaged, paying attention, and genuinely enjoying the connection, it creates an energy that cannot be forced. People remember how you made them feel more than anything else. The most powerful bonds are created when both people feel valued, respected, and free to express themselves. That combination of excitement and emotional security is what turns ordinary moments into meaningful memories. A lasting connection is not built through trying to create a perfect image. It comes from authenticity, trust, and the willingness to show up as your real self. When someone experiences that kind of connection, they do not just remember the moment. They remember the feeling of being with you. The deepest connections are often created in moments where two people feel completely present with each other. It is not just about the action itself, it is about the emotions behind it. When someone feels accepted, appreciated, and genuinely valued, the experience becomes much more meaningful. A strong bond comes from the balance between confidence and vulnerability. When two people are comfortable enough to be open with each other, they create a sense of trust that goes beyond surface-level attraction. That feeling of being able to let go, relax, and simply enjoy each other's presence is what makes a connection unforgettable. True chemistry is not built through routine. It comes from the energy two people bring into a relationship. It comes from curiosity, playfulness, emotional awareness, and the willingness to keep discovering new sides of each other. One of the most powerful things a person can experience is feeling chosen. When someone feels that their partner is genuinely interested in them, not just physically but emotionally, it creates a deeper level of closeness. Small gestures, meaningful eye contact, honest conversations, and moments of affection can communicate feelings that words sometimes cannot. A relationship becomes stronger when both people feel like they are contributing equally. It is not about one person always giving and the other always receiving. The healthiest connections are built on mutual care, understanding, and the feeling that both people are creating something together. There is also something special about relationships that maintain a sense of fun and discovery. When two people can laugh, explore, and enjoy each other's company without pressure, they create memories that stand out. The moments we remember most are rarely about perfection. They are about emotion. They are about feeling safe, desired, respected, and deeply connected to another person. At the heart of unforgettable chemistry is not a specific action or a perfect situation. It is the way someone makes you feel. Confidence, trust, affection, and genuine connection are what transform ordinary moments into something meaningful. When two people bring presence, honesty, and care into their relationship, they create a bond that lasts far beyond any single moment. The strongest attraction comes from the feeling that you are not just sharing time with someone, you are truly experiencing life together. What truly makes a connection unforgettable is not simply the moment itself, but the emotions created within it. The most meaningful experiences are the ones that make someone feel appreciated, understood, valued, and genuinely wanted. It is easy to focus on what we do, but the deeper impact comes from how we make another person feel. A strong connection is built through confidence, openness, curiosity, and the willingness to bring your authentic self into the relationship. The people who leave a lasting impression are not necessarily the ones who try the hardest to be perfect. They are the ones who are fully present. They bring warmth, attention, and a sense of genuine excitement into their interactions. Confidence has a powerful effect because it shows that you are comfortable with who you are. When you stop worrying about performing and start focusing on creating a meaningful experience together, the entire dynamic changes. Relationships stay exciting when both people are willing to grow, communicate, and continue discovering each other. It is the small surprises, the thoughtful moments, and the emotional connection that keep the bond strong over time. The real secret to being memorable is not trying to become someone impossible to forget. It is creating moments where another person feels seen, respected, and deeply connected to you. Because in the end, people remember emotions more than anything else. They remember the confidence you brought, the comfort they felt around you, and the way being with you made them feel. So the goal is not perfection, the goal is presence. When you show up with authenticity, playfulness, and genuine care, you create the kind of connection that naturally stands out. The idea of creating an unforgettable connection is not really about doing everything perfectly. It is about understanding the emotions behind every interaction. When someone feels valued, appreciated, and genuinely seen, the experience becomes much more meaningful. People often remember how someone made them feel, rather than the exact details of what happened. That emotional association is what creates a lasting impression. Confidence is one of the strongest qualities that influences attraction and connection. It does not mean acting superior or trying to prove yourself. True confidence comes from being comfortable with who you are, expressing yourself naturally, and not being afraid to show your personality. When you carry that kind of energy, people feel more relaxed around you because they sense authenticity. Being present means giving your full attention instead of being distracted by expectations, worries, or the need to impress. Many people miss meaningful moments because they are focused on whether they are doing everything right. Presence shifts the focus from performance to connection. It allows two people to experience the moment together instead of feeling like they are trying to achieve a certain outcome. Playfulness is another important part of keeping a connection alive. It brings curiosity, excitement, and a sense of discovery into a relationship. When people can laugh, explore new ideas, and enjoy each other's company without pressure, they create a bond that feels lighter and more natural. The feeling of being desired is also deeply connected to emotional security. Everyone wants to feel that they matter to someone, that their presence is appreciated, and that they are chosen willingly. When a person feels wanted and respected, it strengthens their confidence and creates a deeper emotional attachment. Vulnerability is what allows people to move beyond surface-level interactions. It means allowing yourself to be seen honestly, without hiding behind walls or pretending to have everything figured out. When two people feel safe enough to be vulnerable with each other, trust grows and the relationship becomes stronger. Connection is created through small moments of understanding, attention, and care. It is built when people listen, communicate openly, and make each other feel important. The strongest relationships are not based only on excitement. They are built on emotional safety, mutual respect, and the feeling that both people are genuinely invested. The real power is not in trying to become unforgettable. It comes from creating an environment where both people feel comfortable, valued, and connected. When someone associates you with happiness, trust, confidence, and authenticity, the memory of that connection naturally stays with them. The idea of emotional impact goes deeper than just creating a temporary impression. A person becomes memorable when they create a feeling that stays with someone even after the moment has passed. This happens because our minds naturally hold on to experiences connected with strong emotions. When someone makes us feel understood, appreciated, or genuinely cared for, our brain connects that person with those positive feelings. The word energy in a relationship is not about something mysterious. It refers to the attitude, emotions, and presence someone brings into an interaction. Two people can have the same conversation, but the one who brings warmth, confidence, and genuine interest creates a completely different experience. People are often drawn to those who make them feel comfortable being themselves. Authenticity is another powerful part of attraction. It means showing up as your real self instead of constantly trying to impress or change yourself to gain approval. When someone feels that you are being genuine, it creates trust because they sense that the connection is real rather than forced. Emotional awareness also plays a major role in deep relationships. It means understanding not only your own feelings, but also recognizing the emotions of the person beside you. Being aware of someone's needs, reactions, and experiences allows you to respond with more care and understanding. The feeling of being chosen is one of the strongest emotional experiences people can have. It is different from simply receiving attention. Being chosen means feeling that someone values you intentionally, not because they need you, but because they truly appreciate who you are. A meaningful connection also requires balance. Both people need space to express themselves, share their thoughts, and contribute to the relationship. When one person feels like they are carrying everything while the other remains distant, the connection becomes weaker. Mutual effort creates stability and trust. Curiosity keeps relationships growing. When people continue learning about each other, they avoid falling into the trap of seeing their partner as someone they already completely understand. There are always new thoughts, dreams, emotions, and experiences to discover. The strongest attraction often comes from a combination of comfort and excitement. Comfort creates safety, while excitement keeps the relationship feeling alive. When both exist together, people feel like they have found someone they can relax with while still enjoying the journey of discovering each other. The concept of creating lasting memories is deeply connected to emotional experiences. A moment becomes unforgettable not because it is perfect, but because it carries meaning. When people feel a strong emotional connection during an interaction, their mind naturally stores that experience more deeply. The emotions attached to the moment become the reason they continue thinking about it later. The term emotional imprint describes how certain experiences leave a lasting mark on our thoughts and feelings. It happens when something feels significant, personal, or different from ordinary interactions. A person who makes you feel understood, respected, and appreciated can create an emotional imprint simply through the way they treat you. The idea of bringing your energy means showing up with intention. It is about the attitude you carry, the way you communicate, and the emotions you bring into a relationship. Someone who approaches a connection with kindness, confidence, and genuine interest creates a more positive atmosphere around them. Self-assurance is another important quality because people are naturally attracted to those who are comfortable within themselves. It does not mean having no insecurities or never making mistakes. It means accepting yourself, trusting your own value, and not depending entirely on someone else's approval to feel worthy. The ability to surprise someone in a healthy way keeps relationships from becoming emotionally stagnant. This does not mean constantly creating dramatic moments. Sometimes the smallest unexpected gestures, thoughtful words, or changes in routine can remind someone that the connection is still alive. Emotional presence is about being fully engaged with another person. It means listening without immediately judging, paying attention without distraction, and showing that the other person matters. Many people search for excitement, but what they truly remember is the feeling of being genuinely noticed. The phrase making someone feel special is often misunderstood. It does not mean putting someone on a pedestal or ignoring yourself. It means recognizing their individuality and showing appreciation for who they are. Healthy connection comes from two people who value each other while still maintaining their own identity. A strong relationship is built when both people feel free to express themselves without fear. When there is trust, respect, and emotional openness, attraction becomes deeper because it is supported by a genuine bond. The most powerful connections are not created by trying to hold on to someone. They are created by giving both people a reason to stay.